Why, hello there. It is 84 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022, and this is the Elden Wait Countdown, where every day we read another item description leading up to the release of Elden Ring to make the wait just a little bit shorter, and on days like today we also talk about the latest Elden Ring tweet. Let's get into it. So the latest Elden Ring tweet has a picture of Stormveil with their little stylized title across it and a caption which says, "This contested legacy is said to protect the remnants of a betrayal that shattered the lands between." And first off, I just want to mention it's a little funny to me that they use the term legacy like in this sentence that feels like it's supposed to be like diegetic in the world. Like, are these castles called legacies for some reason? It seems to me like it's called a legacy because it's a legacy dungeon, but that wouldn't be what you would call like a castle. You would just call it a castle, right? But that's besides the point. Let's get into the caption and talk about this betrayal. I think the betrayal is most likely to be of this warrior with a lion guy, who may have originally held Stormveil before Godrick's contested reign began. I say this because he's in a place of prominence in Stormveil with the large portrait, and we've seen him in the marketing materials enough to suggest that this may be an important figure in the game. So would that make Godrick the betrayer? I'd previously heard that Godrick wasn't the true ruler of Stormveil, and that it was something that sort of came to him from somebody that he looked up to. And since then we've learned that he's now the contested ruler of Stormveil. It is possible that Godrick took over after the previous ruler was betrayed, but considering how skeezy Godrick is, I'd bet that he was involved. And then, how did this betrayal shatter the lands between? The war following the shattering of the Elden Ring is also called the Shattering, and I think this is what the tweet is referring to. The betrayal could have been what triggered this war between the demigods who wielded the power of the Great Runes. And perhaps Godrick, who we know was born a weakling who coveted the strength of his kin, betrayed his kin in order to gain the power of a Great Rune, and it plunged the lands between into war. That's where I sort of land on it right now, but I'm excited to see these things because, you know, you have George R. R. Martin writing like the lore and the history, and, you know, he's known for having these like spicy political tensions and these different, you know, factions at each other, and it's fun to see it coming into Elden Ring here, and I just like that in From Software games in general too, so I'm excited to see where all this betrayal and this drama goes, and I think it will make for a good and bloody story. And now to the item description today, and today we are talking about the item, the Heavy Meteorite Fragment. Heavy Meteorite Fragment says, "Shard of rock found in the wake of a meteorite strike. It is imbued with a particularly weighty magic. Consumes FP. Throw at the ground to create a gravitational shockwave. The desperate ones who scavenge for these shards dub themselves Star Callers." So we see with this item that it is using the same purple magic as the meteorite spell, and it also has the same sigil that appears before throwing it. And I wanted to bring up something that I've seen but I haven't mentioned yet, and that's that this sigil kind of looks similar to the diagrams of Earth's magnetic field. I saw something about this on the subreddit a while back from user Fredbear Thoughts, and I've seen it elsewhere talked about, and I wanted to bring it up here now because if you look at a comparison of a diagram of Earth's magnetic field and the sigil, there are some similarities there. Ultimately, these space rocks make the ground go boom. And apparently these fragments have a little fan club who dub themselves the Star Callers, and they go scavenging around for them, which I think speaks toward how prevalent these must be in the lands between to be finding all these meteorite fragments everywhere. And it's interesting just how many different groups there are who are invested in collecting and studying various things that are falling from space to the lands between in Elden Ring. Tell me your space secrets, Elden Ring. But there you have it, day 84, the Heavy Meteorite Fragment, which I think is pretty cool, and it sort of wraps up our little segment talking about meteorites, and we will be moving into Caria and talking about items that talk about the Carian royal family and the Carian Knights, so look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like And if you want to stay up to date on Elden Ring tweets and continue to get item descriptions as we count down towards launch, please consider subscribing to The Lore Hunter. Thanks for watching.